Welcome back, everyone, to another sensational podcast. But MYB. We're back at it. It's Sunday. You guys all over the world, you guys know it by now. Say it with me. You're alive. You're blessed. You're grateful. Like the phrase for the day is pretty much patience, man. Patience, faith, hope, and grateful. You got to be grateful for the small things. Like, for example, me right now, I'm grateful for even having a computer. I'm grateful for even having a TV. I'm grateful for having a roof over my head. I'm grateful for being able to speak to you guys. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my body, right? Like a lot of things to be grateful for. That if you got your boy said a good Friday. You guys know who Friday is, right? He said, I'm not where I want to be, but thank God I'm not where I used to be. So same with your trading, same with your profit, same with your loss. You guys gotta look at it this way. Shit, I may not be profitable, but shit, thank God I'm at least aware of the stock market. See what I'm saying, people? A lot of your friends are not even in the stock market. A lot of your friends not even in trading. A lot of your friends not even in real estate. A lot of your friends not even in drop shipping, e-commerce. I can keep going on and on and on. A lot of your friends, a lot of your co-workers work with their hands. Where I'm going, my circles, we work with our brain. We don't work with our hands, right? So with all that chatting, guys, in today's session, what we're gonna talk about? You're always late to the trade, right? How you always late to the trade, it's up to you. You're late to the trade and you're not competing with no one else. No matter how many people in the stock market, hedge funds, algorithms, hedge funds, the bankings, you're not competing with no one, right? Like I said 10 seconds ago, you're always late to the market. And what's happening right now in the economy, your guys are doing too much analytic. I told you guys it may be the previous 5 candlesticks. Don't even use analytic now, because when the market open, you don't want to be on the chart. When the market open, you have to already have your pretty much your fair value grab draw up, which is gonna be a pretty much order block. All you really need to have your alerts, 3 alerts. One alert at the demand zone, another alert at the supply zone, and roughly before the demand zone or supply zone, that's where you're gonna pretty much locate a what? Order block. Like I said, you're not competing with no one else, right? You don't have to be perfect to be profitable. Shit, no one really perfect. Was Jesus really perfect? Who really knows, right? Because to him being perfect, his mistake, he just followed. He didn't even look at his mistake as a mistake. He looked at his mistake as a redirection for what God wanted him to do. So there's no such thing. Everything about it, everyone is perfect. You just think you're not perfect by something called a mistake, which is mistake is really an illusion, because there's no such thing as a mistake. You wasn't born a mistake, right? So everything you do in this life is meant to be. It's already pre-direct. It's already written before you even get to what? Step on earth. So with all that chatting, what we gonna talk about? You're late to the trade because why? Your hesitation. You're playing around with your entry. You don't trust it. You're over analyzing. It's killing you. Simplicity. Fun fact, when I get a daughter, I'm gonna name her Simplicity. Right? You're not competing with anyone, like I said. You don't need to be perfect. Just discipline. But like I said, if you guys watching these by now, you know discipline is just an illusion. Discipline is an illusion. Motivation is an illusion. The only thing that really matters is consistency and willpower, right? And why bragging about your wins is gonna hurt you more in the longevity of time than in the short term, right? At the end of the day, success in the market isn't really about being a day trader. Isn't really being about a puts or a call option. Even though to become wealthy, the quickest way to do it is playing the option, right? What really is an option? An option is pretty much a buy for a bullish market or a put for a bear market. That's pretty much what an option is right there. So that's the quickest way to become financial freedom. And the moment you buy a put or a call, think about it, right? Your money at least working for you. Because like I said, my circle and I, we do not work with our hands. That's what separates me from my entire bloodline. I work with my mind, not my hands, right? Here's something I live by. I don't brag about my wins. Why? Because wins don't define you. System do. The reason why I said, because when I first started these podcasts, I told you guys, stop posting your wins on social media. The only thing you need to post on social media is how to teach the shit. You don't need to post your portfolio, You don't need to post nothing, because who are you as a trader to show someone your portfolio? All they need to see is the technical analytic, how to trade order block, how to trade supply and demand, liquidity. Teach the shit, right? You don't have to prove a point to show them, oh, you're good at it, you're making bread. Because what's fascinating about teaching the shit, as long as you're teaching it, you yourself get better at it. How you get better at it? Because to teach something, you have to understand something, and to understand something, you have to teach it. So the more you talk about, like for example, that's why I doing these podcasts. I give zero shit about you guys. If it wasn't no such thing as social media, I would have still had all of these videos, and I just would have go back and look at them. But now at least it's social media. I can post it on social media, and I can still go back and look at them. Right? Anyone can get lucky once, right? You can go to Walmart, get you guys one of the lotto ticket. You guys can make 7,000, right? But with that 7,000, what are you really doing with that 7,000, right? Are you really buying assets? Liability. Are you buying shit that depreciate in value? Or are you buying shit that appreciate in value, right? Like guns and butter, right? Like I said, what I celebrate: follow my rule, take the right setup, even if I lost, passing on a bad trade. Wins are the outcome. Discipline is what? Discipline is the illusion, people. Stop chasing perfection. Stop chasing these gurus. Stop chasing social media. The only thing you really need as a trader is your platform, whatever you trade, and your social media that gives you the news. The mainly one, what I use, you could use Yahoo Finance to do mainly the analytic part of it, the fundamental, and look at the balance sheet, blah blah blah. Or you can look at Stock Twitch, look at the news. Mainly what I use Stock Twitch for is look at the trending, because people tweet and stock Twitch faster before the news even happens. So you can like get like a cheat code of what's going on there. And but all is fun and all, but the only thing that really matters, like I told you guys, is either you're on the right side of the market or you're not. But if you're at least in the market, it gives you guys a leverage. And it's not even about trading options. It's just about being in the market, consistency, and investing in yourself. Because why? If you think about it, right, this is pretty much how I make all my cash flow. I make zero cash flow from my hands, right? Zero. The only cash flow I make from my hands is probably once in a while when I go cut grass with my pastor, and we go to like Ponca City, and we get some good eats there, cut some grass, get some cash flow. Other than that, I don't have no work with my hands, right? Like I said, how I make my bread, I do the option, right? Puts are called options. Then I get paid from the dividends, I get paid from the share, and I also do the cover call. So it's like, that's just 4 passive incomes right there that no one even do, right? Like if you guys think about it, right, the mindset shift. Focus on your account's risk, your account size, not theirs, right? You guys may see, because matter of fact, I even saw it. I saw a lot of people on YouTube. They was like, man, if you guys have 26,000, join my Discord. Like, bro, I started this shit off with $5. I started shit off with $5. How I started with $5 is from, it wasn't even my $5. It was Robinhood $5. Because you guys know by now, if you guys have Robinhood, right, and you guys send the link to someone who don't have Robinhood, they're giving you a free $5, right? So how I start with that $5, I take that $5, I take the $5, and I believe I had put $4 into like dollar into shares and shit like that, and eventually it just started growing slowly. But by that time, I still had some like extra like cash in my bank account, so I just pretty much like slap $100. But like over let's see, over 2 years now, I was trading for like, I'm coming up on 3 years now. So 2 years span, I lost pretty much like almost 2,000 to gain the wisdom I have now. So no struggle, no story. You have to pretty much lose money in the market to learn. Like, because if you win in the stock market, you're not really learning. Fascinating part about what I just said. Especially if you're a beginner trader. If you're like into like 4 years and up, if you're not seeing consistently wins, you know something's wrong, right? But at least first of the journey, like start of the journey, straight off the back, you need to lose. Because the more you lose about it, you're gonna go back, you're gonna review, you're gonna be pissed off, you're gonna sit in silence, and that's where you're really gonna learn of like, oh shit, like what I did wrong, what happened, I can't do this shit again. Especially if you got journaling. So, like I said, you focus on your rule, not the strategy, right? A lot of people are always worrying about the rules. A lot of people thinking because you discipline, you should be profitable. Because if you have a strategy, you should be profitable. The only key thing about what you guys missing is the edge, right? Because everyone have a strategy, everyone disciplined, everyone consistent, everyone motivation, but no one have the edge. Because then the edge come from your subconscious, right? Because when you're looking at the chart, let the market tell you what to do, right? Let the market tell you what to do. Don't let your emotions tell you what to do. And how you could be aware of your emotions by simply looking at the chart. Especially if you guys see at the open 8:30, 8:35, you guys see a fat ass red candlestick, 1, 2, your heart beating fast, boom, boom, boom. All right, buy. Why am I buying? Ask yourself, why am I buying? It's not even my plan. Oh shit, I just was aware of my thought. Screw that shit, because like I said, remember when I started the video pretty much like 5 minutes ago, I told you guys just need 3 alerts. So when the stock market open, you're not even on the chart. 8:30 come, you're probably outside walking around, even in bed, sleeping still. Not even sleeping. Yeah, you can still be sleeping. Because why? Sunday, which is today, or tomorrow morning, like around 6:30, like give it to 7 to drop the pre-market high, the pre-market low, and at least have your alerts. Like pretty much you can use the 5-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame. I start off using the 1-minute time frame. I trade a 5-minute time frame. I trade a 15-minute time frame. I trade a 30-minute time frame. I trade hour time frame. So you guys can pretty much, I'm gonna give you guys 2 cheat codes. What you guys will do, either you use the hour time frame, like wait for the first hour, mark up the hour high, mark up the hour low, go on the 5-minute time frame, wait the price to break either one of those on the hour high or the hour low. But like I said, that pretty much is gonna roll over for the swing trade, because if that's just 1 hour, you gotta wait pretty much 3 more 5. So you pretty much can enter the trade like around 12 o'clock. And if you enter the trade around 12 o'clock, you can't buy the contract for today, because the contract might be worth like $20, or like if it's gonna be less, because no one is buying for today because the contract expired today. Or you could buy it today, but you have to buy at a more expensive ass price for probably like $200. Vice versa, if you buy it for like tomorrow, you can probably get one for like $58. But the farther you go out, the contracts are gonna be more expensive, right? So with all that chatting, or you guys can go on the 15-minute time frame, drop the high, drop. Guys, anything I can tell you guys work. You know what I'm saying? Everything I tell you guys work. But the reason why it don't work is because you guys don't have the edge behind it. And no one, no gurus, no videos you watch could give you an edge, right? If you guys think about it, the more videos, the more courses, the more coaches you consume, it's damaging your brain. It's damaging the brain, because now you're over analytic. And I might tell you guys over analytic. You're doing too much when it's so simplicity, right? This one deep, right? Most traders think they're in competition. You see other people post their gains, you suddenly feel behind. But here's the reality. You're not a race. Because I remember when I talked about this before, I told you guys, pretty much maybe in the first 2 podcasts, I told you guys, you cannot compare your first week of trading, your first year of trading with someone 20 years of trading, 8 years of trading, 5 years of trading. Because why? Why you cannot compete yourself? Because when that person who was in year 2 of trading, year 3 of trading, year 4 in trading, year 5 of trading, year 6 in trading, year 7, year 8, year 9 of trading, when that person was at year 1 of trading, you was not even aware of something called the stock market. You was pretty much running around being stupid with your friends, playing the game, doing whatever. You just was not even aware of the stock market. You wasn't even aware of life yet. So you can't expect when you at level 1, all of a sudden you're seeing this person who was at level 1 before you at level 8. You're saying, oh, this should be me. How? Everyone got their own story. No struggle, no story. Because vice versa, you're living to die, right? And that's where the game changed. Because regardless, you day trade, you invest, you work a 9 to 5, anything on earth, human beings are a tool. How you use people, that's all that matters, right? Use people to your way. Use people to get what you need. Same with the market. Use the market to get what you need, because the market is just a tool, right? But at least with this tool, for example, look at the market as a flathead, right? You can't use a flathead to fix a problem that need a Phillip head, right? Why? It just don't fit, right? So you can't be trading your strategy with the stock market on a bullish or a bearish. Because why? It don't mix. Because why? What's going on with, especially with technical analytic? The reason why I stopped trading and stopped looking at the chart so much on technical analytic, because what's happening in the economy, it doesn't even matter. The only way I trade now is straightly off alerts. Alerts are mainly fair value gaps. I just go in the high time frame, pretty much 30 minutes an hour. Those two time frame I trade 30 minutes an hour. Cause why? Shit ton of order blocks in the 30 minutes, 5 minutes and 1 minute. It doesn't even matter what time frame you enter. Why it don't even matter? Because all you're doing is going to Robinhood, you're buying a put, you're buying a call. And how it look like? You add 6 more indicators to confirm. You scroll through 10 time frame until you convince yourself, yep, this is the one. You check 4 different analytics, hoping they agree with you. Right? You text your homeboy, you call your homeboy, yo, what are we doing? He probably take the puts, you take the calls, which for the last, right? You guys over analytic, because that is really killing you guys. What that is really killing you guys. Matter of fact, what's really killing you guys? What's really killing you? If you guys think about it, right? Process what I'm about to say, right? If you're too late, let it go. Because worst case scenario, if you're too late, that means you're too late, you missed the supply zone, right? You missed the supply zone, that's fine. Price is gonna go to the demand zone, right? That's it. And you can sketch it at the demand zone. Because worst case scenario, the demand zone is the premium. The supply zone is the, what you call it, is a discount. So you just buy the discount, you sell at the premium. And if price break price the premium, that become the discount. That become the discount, because the premium was the demand zone, right? Premium was the demand zone and supply zone was a discount. So if price break price the supply zone, well, the demand zone, the supply zone, that become the new demand zone, vice versa. If price break past the demand zone, that demand zone break past that become the new support zone. Because look at it this way: take a ball, right, and bounce it on your floor, and hit the floor and let it hit the roof, right? Every time price hit the roof, bam, that's supply. Bam, it come back down to the floor, that's demand, right? But if you bounce the ball too hard and it break past the roof and it go upstairs to the other roof, and see how the ball is gonna, let's say, bam, you hit the ball hard, boom, whew, it make a hole through the ceiling. Right? And when it make a hole through the ceiling, it stay up there. The ball stay up there. So you guys see how the ball stay up there. So now as the ball stay up there, that become the new demand zone. Right? And then you bounce the ball from that, now you go up to the new supply zone. Vice versa, resistance, supply. All you guys really need to do. Yeah, that's pretty much them. I really cooked it up just now. Pretty much all you guys really need, and how I do it. I wouldn't say what you guys really need, because you guys just need Jesus. But at least I'm proud of you guys for even being in the stock market. Especially if you're trading or not, you're investing in yourself. That's pretty much all that really matters. Because like I said, you're going to get paid off the share, dollar cost averaging. You're going to get paid from dividends. You're going to get paid from the options. You're going to get paid from the cover calls. Like, whatever you do, fear of being wrong, you hesitate, you second guess, and you miss your shot, right? Like I said, the alerts. All you need is the alert, right? But many guys, you guys watch Discord, because if you think about it, right, the person who you're in a Discord with, for example, I have a Discord, if I can tell you what. So I'm telling you, I'm the one who have a Discord who be sending players to people to DM, they copy my players, right? But the thing about them, right, by the time I buy that contract and I send my players, either it's a $0 or positive 10 or positive 20. By the time I send that contract in a group chat on the Discord, by the time you go there and you buy that, I could already profit off that shit and sell it, right? Because why are you in this? Same with the parlays, like you guys, because I used to do prize pick and underdogs, right? That's pretty much where the trading came into it. Because at first I did prize pick, I was getting cooked. The last time I went a prize pick was when Kevin Durant was in OKC. Man, I was getting cooked. But one thing with that though, with prize pick, I used to risk like $20 to make, I believe it was 6 man, $20 to make $1,000 for the 6 man. I believe so. I'm not too sure, but I all used to get cooked, right? But at least by doing that, it pretty much was the foundation of the evolution to now I'm like a trader and realizing that, because if you think about it, right, on parlays you're waiting a 6 leg, 4 leg, 2 leg, right, and you're putting like $20 and it's telling you how much you're gonna make if you get. But still, you have to keep this in account, right? You have to, the players who you betting, they're human beings too. They're just tools. So you have to hope, bro. And then you're hoping that he do what you need him to do, not what he's gonna do, not what his life, not what his circle. Maybe he have the under on him getting points with his group chat, but you have him going over because why? His stats say that. His stats say that, right? Same with the market. The market price may say, "Oh, today a bad bearish." Who tell you it's a bearish? What makes you say it's a bearish, right? The stock market pretty much just go off the algorithm, right? So it's pretty much, if you're good at the coding and shit, you can build your algorithm and let the algorithm run. The person who created the stock market is like the same person who created Bitcoin. They just created that shit algorithm and let it go. So it was a person behind it, and he set it to follow a certain pattern, right? He set it to serve a pattern, and like probably like every 2 seconds it just shifts, right? So the way he created it is structured to always like not repeat itself, but like shift pattern every certain day. Because well, I wasn't really trading like maybe let's say 5 years ago I wasn't trading, right? So I really wouldn't know how the chart was flowing 5 years ago. But when I started trading a year ago, 2 years ago, the chart was flowing smoothly, right? This was even before Trump touching power. Yeah, this chart was fluent. Like you could have like damn near predict the shit. You would have been like, all right, wait for, if you guys trade the open break retest, draw the 5 lines, wait for price to retest that hole, touch it, catch a call. Now, price don't even retest sometimes, right? Sometimes price don't even retest either for bearish or bullish, because end of the day, people, you're really just competing with yourself, right? You're not even competing with no one else, right? And why I don't brag about my wins, you don't have to be perfect to be profitable. You don't have to compete with anyone. You're over analyzing, right? And why you're too late for the chart, right? Remember I tell you guys why I don't brag about my wins? Because why are you bragging about your win? Because worst case scenario, this would happen. Worst case scenario. Matter of fact, this what happened to me before. Yeah, fun fact I'm about to talk to you guys. Let's see. You know what? Nah, we can't complain. So, like I said, right, if you think about it, right, you can't really brag about your win. Because it's only come down to 2 things, right? You're the only reason why you bragging about your wins is because you want that female to see you making money, to text you. That's pretty much it. You want that female to see you make money, to text you. You want the world to see you make money. Why you want the world to see you make money, right? Even if you post your loss, right? Why you posting your loss? Like I said, the only thing you need to be posting is how to teach the shit. For example, what I'm doing here, every time I make one of these podcasts, yeah, I stopped making these podcasts now. I start making these podcasts like every Sunday. So now every Sunday I'm just gonna make one of these right here, the cycle of human brainwash. And after I finish this video, I'm going to make the second one of mastering your second thought. Pretty much be aware of your thought. Because both, and then eventually by 2030, I'm going to publish it in like a book format. So when all of this come to a shit show, I'm at least still profit because I have a book. So all of my shit not really, because remember when I started with, I was like, you got to be grateful. Because you know what's fascinating, people? 2023, the only thing I had going for me was I had a body. I had a body and I had tattoos, I'm assuming. Body, tattoos, and some dreads. Now, 2025, I have a brain, I have a portfolio, I have social media. I have 3 key big components that I never had, right? 2023, I was working with my hands. Didn't know what the hell was real estate. Didn't know what the hell was stock market. Didn't know nothing. And I was at Division 1 too. So everything I was doing was pretty much thinking about pussy. Thinking about pussy, hooping. That's it. Brain was stupid, lack of sense, ignorant, childish. And all of my growth came from the stock market. Truth be told, all of my growth came from the stock market. Why it came from the stock market? Because when it comes down to losing money, oh, that's a different type of demon you fighting right there. When it comes down to losing money in the stock market and knowing like you have to make it, that's a different type of pain and guilt. Because if you think about it, if you start to become a trader, like your ultimate goal is to be profitable, is to live the life that you see people on social media living. Not to have the jet, to have the yacht, but to at least have the financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom. That's pretty much the only reason why every trader trade. What you buy with your profit is up to you. Because what you value, that's what you value, right? And people always was like, you always gotta have an end goal. Because like I said, what someone else value is a yacht, a boat, the cruise, all of that. That's what they value, right? You don't have to compete with no one else, because you check us out, right? What I value is having a ranch, middle of nowhere, horses, cows, family, kids, homeschool them, teaching them, running them in the stock market, have them work with their brain. That's me, right? Vice versa, someone that's on the other hand, same shit. The kids in private school, they have the yacht, they have the boat. It's the same, see what I'm saying? The same mindset, just different life, right? All of us came the same way. All of us made our money through trading, and from trading, we are branch off, right? Because if you guys really think about it, none of y'all, you guys not gonna. People always think about, yeah. Let me talk about this real quick. People always talking about their 9 to 5, like quit your 9 to 5. Quitting your 9 to 5, I wouldn't recommend you guys quit your 9 to 5, because in trading you're gonna lose money, right? So if you quit your 9 to 5, you just be stupid. Because look at a 9 to 5 as a funded account. Instead of 9 to 5, call it a funded account, because then the funded account giving you the capital to trade with, right? So even though you lost $200 today through trading, you at least know by the end of the month you're bringing home a paycheck, right? From the paycheck, you got to pay your rent, your groceries, your car payments, your health care, your insurance, blah blah blah. Right? That's up to you, but at least you know you getting some bread. With trading, is no such thing as every month you're getting a paycheck. Now, the only thing about trading you guarantee you get a paycheck is in dividends, right? Because in the dividends, you have money in your shares and shit. Because that's how come, I wouldn't be surprised either this video, no, it's Sunday, so I won't get dividends right now. So maybe, nah, it wouldn't pop up on the screen. But maybe, I mean, so yeah, at least some of the videos you guys, if you guys watching right now, you know what I'm talking about. Why is I be making these videos? You guys be seeing, I be getting dividends, right? Like it'd be a couple cents and shit. So it's gonna add up in the long run, right? Because if you think about it, right, everyone want the financial freedom. Because without financial freedom, what are you really doing, right? Especially if you're in your 20s, people. Because if you're in your 20s, worst case scenario, right? Worst case scenario, right? You're in your 20s. Open you guys a broker. E-Trade, Robinhood, Webull, International Broker, whatever platform you trade. Take $100 and take $1 from the $100 and invest into 100 companies. So now you have 100 companies that all have dollar inside. Worst case scenario, the dollar just turned to $2. So now you done double your bread, and it's gonna keep growing, and you getting paid in dividends. Who really cares what happens after that, right? But if you at least, but the longer you take to invest, see, that go with Warren Buffett, you know, because he invested when he was young. Because bro said, I believe I watched his documentary and shit. Bro was like, when he was 10, he know he was going to, I believe he said, nah, I don't believe what he said, but in the schematic of it, he was like, by the time he was 10, and he know if he get to live a long life, he would become a millionaire. Because if bro, every time he invests, the money just working regardless than you actually being. Because if you think about it, right, if Warren Buffett now was not investing, bro had to be outside, like working a 9 to 5 job, going somewhere he don't want to be, like physically working with your hand. Like I said, that's what I do pretty much. I work with my mind and not my hands. And I really recommend you guys, especially if you guys in the 20s. If you guys in the 30s, you guys missed the train. Now you guys got to ride that 30 to 40 span. So now, and if you're in the 40, you missed that 30 span. So now you got to sacrifice that 10 year. So right now I'm 25. So by the time I'm 25 to 30, by 5 years compound in shit ton of breath. So by the time I'm 30, I'm already, right now I'm 25. I'm pretty much, I'm not gonna say I'm already ahead of what I was. I don't care about who ahead of me, who behind me, because in reality, I'm gonna never be ahead or behind no one. I'm just in my own lane, because the person ahead of me is gonna die. The person behind me is gonna die. And in reality, we all gonna die, right? So what we talk about today, right? Don't rush to jump back into a trade. Why? Because if you didn't buy at a discount, wait for price to go to a premium to short it. If you guys don't buy at the demand zone, wait the price to touch the supply zone, or before it touches the supply zone, it's gonna touch the order block zone, right? And if price break past order block, then it's gonna go to supply zone, and then you can buy. And if price break past the supply zone, it's gonna what? Go down to the demand zone, right? So you don't rush to enter, especially if you miss it. So what? At least you save yourself money. Worst case scenario, you don't take the trade, but you understand what happened today, and at least tomorrow you're still in the stock market. Because the thing about the stock market, the person who can stay in the person who can stay in the game longer is the person who's gonna get better every day at it. Next, what we talk about. I'm gonna wait, be quiet, see what they talk about. What you guys think they talk about? I'm gonna give you guys like 5 seconds process what they talk about. Remember I told you guys the what did I say? Analytic part of it, the over analytic, right? If you guys really want to test your knowledge and test how far you grow through trading, one, draw up 3 lines. 1 line would be alert at the demand zone. Second alert, supply zone. Third alert, order block zone. Use those alert on a 30-minute time frame and an hour time frame, right? Second, go on Yahoo Finance, investing.com, or the Bloombergs and just look at the numbers. At the open, positive $10, positive 12, negative 10, negative 9. Wait the price to retest, see if you can break the positive 9. Play around with your thoughts. Because you think about it, right? The more you talk to yourself, that's the damn near game changer, because you're talking to yourself. While you're talking to yourself, you're gonna get the edge from talking to yourself. That's how to get an edge. Talk to yourself. A lot of people say you pretty much don't. I don't know who. I don't say a lot of people. I don't think no one ever said don't talk to yourself or it's crazy or whatever. But if you're not crazy, you're doing something wrong. But if you're crazy, you're doing something right. Mind your business.